Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Husband and Wife Law Team Hot Ones. I'm not the husband or the wife. Today, I'm just the host, and I'm joined by the husband.
Just the host. The
Just
host
today.
has to carry
Just
the
today.
show.
Well, not with you. With you, I think I'm pretty good. So I'm here with Mark Breyer. Introduce yourself, my friend.
I'm Mark Breyer. You know what I am?
There you go.
Of the Husband and Wife Law Team.
Are you the husband?
I am
just
the
clarifying.
lesser half.
There you go.
I'm like a quarter of the Husband and Wife Law Team.
Well, all right, everybody. You've probably seen, whether through TikTok, social media, YouTube, you've seen the famous show Hot Ones, where celebrities like Mark Breyer go on and talk about their life and interview and do it through some delicious hot wings with some incredibly hot sauce. And somehow I got you roped into doing this.
But I have never seen the show. And,
that was fascinating.
And I'm hoping that Hot Ones, the real Hot Ones, has real celebrities. However, just before we came on to do this, I got the explanation, and now I realize I'm not eating a couple wings.
Oh, no.
I'm like in for a challenge.
It's a challenge.
I don't know if I came mentally ready, but I'm going to do my best.
We're going to do our best. And speaking of that challenge, one of the things Mark and I are going to try to accomplish is get through 3 levels of hot sauce, ranging from a scale of 2, 5, and 10 out of 10, and do it without drinking from our beverages. Mark, give the audience a little clue on what beverages you picked in case you need to
So
the hot sauce.
First, I thought, look, when I showed up here, like 6 minutes ago, I was like, well, if I'm going to have wings, get myself a Coke, because that's, Coke or Dr. Pepper, right?
Sure.
But then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do water. And then you're like, oh, this is gonna be so hot. I was like, all right, well, I don't intend to punk out. But if I become a punk later into this, then I need something milky. But
I like that.
I think I'm not going here. But I don't want to fail to walk my talk. So I'm just gonna say that I have 3 levels. This is enjoyable.
Nice.
It's getting a little bit hot. I'm in trouble.
We're going.
That's right.
But if you're watching this and you never watched the show, it's pretty simple. We have 3 hot sauces ranging from the classic hot sauce, which is a scale of 2 out of 10 hot level. Then we got a nice Los Calientes Verde hot sauce.
The Verde is the best.
That's pretty good. This is a heat level of 5
Es
out
el
of 10.
mejor.
Ooh. And then we got, to close us out, our last hot sauce is Apollo, the last dab, 10 out of 10 heat level. We'll save that till the end. We'll just start with some nice classic hot sauce. So, my friend, take a wing.
Well, I mean, if we're going to do it, I think we just
Oh my goodness, okay.
coat the wing, right?
Yep, we're just going to coat
Is that
the
not
wing.
how we do it?
No, we're just going to coat the wing with Mark
Listen,
Breyer.
it says 2 out of 10.
Yeah, this is easy.
All right, we down?
All right, let's get into it. How long have you been a lawyer for? Oh, gosh. Okay, hold on.
27 years, maybe?
And how long have you been married?
I think we're going on year 94.
It seems like that sometimes, doesn't it? We've been in love for 27 years. Take me back to 27 years ago.
We got married. When I went to law school, I had this friend from middle school. She had this serious boyfriend. She said to me, she went to Michigan State with me. She goes, don't worry, Mark, because I didn't have a girlfriend. She goes, don't worry, Mark, you'll find someone in law school. And I said to her, I said, Amy, the last thing I want to do is find someone in law school. What I didn't know was that sitting in Boston was a girl who went to law school. What she said to me around like our second date when I was like, why'd you go to law school? She goes, oh, I came to get my MRS degree.
What's that?
That's what I said. What's that?
There we go.
And she said, sound it out. And I'm like, MERS. She's like, Mrs.
Oh.
So I made it clear to her. I'm like,
got that raised.
yeah. So I made it clear to her. I said, listen, you will never be my girlfriend. I'm not here for anything serious. You will never be my girlfriend. We got married 2 weeks after graduation.
We can cheer to that.
Yeah, right.
That's
so
incredible.
So between what my plan was and her plan won.
as it probably has.
It's never changed, right? Never changed.
Well, speaking of never changing, our taste buds will never be the same anymore after that first one. But okay, overall, how was it?
The first one's just kind of a very mild,
it was that
not even Frank's Red Hot.
How do you do with typical sauce, like hotness?
So it depends on the place. So I usually I'll either do medium or hot depending on how I'm feeling, right? Mm-hmm. But like, I never get the we will kill you hot and
There's one.
I don't get, because to me, there are some things that are hot that taste good. Actually, wings are one of them. Some things that are hot are just hot for the purpose of hot. There's a point in some wing sauces where I'm like, all right, they only made that just to test me. Like that's not, I want something that has heat that I enjoy. So like a little hotter than this would be good. This is kind of like a more mild,
All right, it's good
mild
enough.
stuff. So I am no longer afraid of number 5, but now I'm already fearing that 10 out of 10 over
Yeah,
there.
I do. I will say, from my hotness level, it's not good. Junior mints are not for me. So my tongue is already ready for the car wash. So take me back to law school. You're followed by a lot of aspiring lawyers. 3 things, Spark Notes version. 3 tips you'd give to young lawyers.
So number 1, I would say, I don't know what I want to do. I'm going to go to law school. No longer a good idea. Now, if you got a great scholarship, you're not sure what you want to do, the law degree has value. So that's number 1. Number 2, don't believe the law school hype. When you get to law school, all anyone talks about, at least in my law school back in the day, it was all about trying to be in a big firm. Big firm. The big firms are recruiting. Here's the grade point you need for a big firm. It was all about being in a big firm. Most people don't want to be in a big firm. A big firm is a very different culture, a very different lifestyle. It's for a lot of people, but it's probably not for most. In fact, most who got it didn't stay for very many years. Wow, 3rd one. It is probably your last 3 years before life gets serious. Now, I will say this about law school. It does draw a lot of people who have already gone out, done work, and come back to law school, which is not a bad idea. The people I saw who went out in the real world and then came to law school seemed to just enjoy law school way more, right? Because they had perspective. So, it's a really good question. But I think if you can avoid the hype of law school and really going, you know what? I've been a lawyer now for whatever it is, 27 years. In that whole time, I have been retained by literally thousands of clients. I've sat in front of I don't know how many clients personally, and they've interviewed me. And that whole time, they asked me where I went to law school, I think twice. They asked me where I graduated in my class 0 times. 0.
Oh, wow.
No one's ever asked me, were you valedictorian, were you last in your class? I actually did, for the first time in school, the best I ever did was law school. By far, the best I ever did was law school. But no one's ever asked. They don't care. And you know what? It doesn't even matter. And so, people, if you want to be a law professor, it matters. You want to work in one of the biggest law firms in the country, it matters. But if you want to be a lawyer and do regular legal work, find a place you want to go at a cost that makes sense, that fits what you want to do, and go search that out.
Wow. Well, I can add a 4th piece of advice is don't get into a hot sauce challenge with a lawyer because you will lose.
Oh, it depends on the lawyer.
That is true.
So far, we're at the 2.
That is true, but let's move on to the 5 right now. All right, we're on to number 2. Los Calientes Verde hot sauce, inspired by our favorite Cali Mex flavors. Los Calientes Verde serves over the palate with a punchy, smoky blend of serrano and habanero chilies, sweet fruit, and tart tomatillo. You ready for this?
Serrano and habanero, tomatillo.
Okay.
There's no doubt heading into this that 3rd bottle is going to be painful.
We're already.
But this one, I don't know. Like this one may be just
this
saucy.
sounds good.
It sounds good, right?
It sounds like
And
I'd
usually
enjoy
the
it on the
Verdes
beach.
are better.
That's a lot. What do you? Oh my goodness. Okay.
You said
No,
we're
I
supposed
respect
to,
it.
dig
I
in.
respect it. All right, here we go.
You ready?
All right. So we're gonna open up questions for the second.
You know what the good thing about doing this together is, Caleb?
I don't know.
That
there
your
is a good
fear is
reason.
so much higher than mine, and your like of anything spicy is so much lower than mine.
Yes.
That even if I fail miserably, I won't fail worse than you.
I will
probably.
take the heat for you.
Right, there
literally.
we go. We ready?
Okay,
Let's see
ask.
what we got.
All right. So you've been married. That's actually really good.
That's tasty.
This is really good. Give it 30 seconds and I'll take that back. All right, so I want to talk about marriage. I'm the farthest thing from getting married, but you are obviously not. What is a piece of advice you would give? How have you survived marriage for so long? How have you kept the love going?
Marry the
8
right
kids?
girl.
Is it that simple?
Or the right person, or whatever. But yeah, it's that simple. I mean, I hear people talk about all the time, marriage is the hardest thing you'll ever do. Raising kids is the hardest thing you'll ever do. Those things take so much time, right? And they take so much of your soul and everything you care about. But I don't really agree they're the hardest thing. Running a small business is more, because it's not the same kind of love and passion. I mean, there's absolutely passion into a small business, but yeah, no, I mean, now I will say this, if Alexis was sitting here, she'd think of marriage as pretty hard. because she married someone way harder to be married to than I did. So yeah, it's. I mean, it depends. But for me, an interesting question though on our marriage is, we work together, and so people say to us all the time, Caleb, I'll bet. I don't think I'm exaggerating to say, a couple dozen times a year, someone will say to me, how do you guys work together? I could never work with my boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, right? Wife, husband. And the thing
promise
is,
I'm paying attention. My right eye's starting to tear up so bad, but I promise.
so here's the thing. I was gonna have another one of this sauce, but I'm afraid you're gonna feel the need to keep up.
I'm gonna do it with you. But I want to hear more about
those who fall behind get left behind. So that's your choice. But this is actually really tasty. And I have to say,
very tasty.
It does, like they said, punchy, right? It is hotter than 2, but it's not really hot. Like this isn't like,
Yeah, definitely.
this is probably, I would say,
Where's the air conditioning? I'm about to open this stinking water bottle.
we may have
What are you doing?
we may have a different view of this particular
I'm the
mayonnaise
host.
sauce.
I can do whatever I want. All right, as we're wrapping up number 2, I want to do some hard-hitting, fast, get-to-know-you questions. Ready for this? Favorite movie?
Shawshank Redemption.
Oh, that's a good ending with Morgan Freeman. Who's the lead actor?
He is. Well, there's 2.
Oh, that was
Him and Tim Robbins, I think. I'm not real good at names, but it's definitely Morgan Freeman, and I think his name's Tim
That's the
Robbins.
one where they do the spin
He's great.
thing,
The
right?
guy from Bull Durham. He's a great 2 great actors. Led that.
Are you a movie or TV guy?
Oh no, movie.
Okay. What about animated? Do you like animated movies? Like Disney, DreamWorks?
There are some great ones, but most of my favorite movies are not animated.
I like that. Okay, let's talk about sports. So you're a diehard
I have no
sports
opinion. Oh yeah, maybe.
fan. Just a little bit. If you could watch one sports game in the history of all sports games, and it's the only one you could rewatch, and that's the only memory you have of sports, what would it be?
Wow.
I know I came in hard-hitting questions.
Wow. So here's the problem, right? Like,
No problem.
it's going to be a Michigan State game.
That's fair.
It's going to be a huge win. So then you go, the championship game in 2000, we pretty much controlled the game. So I don't think I want to rewatch that over and over. Could be, maybe, the 1999 Michigan State-Michigan game. I was at that. It could be the 2021 Michigan State game. I was at that. But I guess I got to go with another one.
Let's hear it.
He had trouble with the snap, and the ball was free. And it was picked up by Michigan State's Jalen Watts Jackson, and he scored.
I think I've heard this before.
On the last play of the game. It was unbelievable.
That's your ringtone still, isn't it?
It's still my ringtone. And I'm going to, my ringtone, which every time my phone rings still plays that great call by Sean McDonough. I'm going to change it as soon as something better happens in the sports world.
Just hasn't happened yet.
Just hasn't happened yet.
I love that. Well, what has not happened yet is us dying. I've come close. Mark has not even appeared to break a sweat yet. But I think we might break it now because we're headed to level 3. 10 out of 10 time. Here we go.
Ooh, you ready?
Not at all. All right, we've made it to the final one. We've survived the classic. We've survived Los Calientes Verde. It's pretty good. Now we're on to hot ones. The Last Stab Apollo, made with the Apollo
Maybe
pepper.
it's a pollo.
I would rather have that. Heat level, 10 out of 10. The Last Stab Apollo is the world's only hot sauce made with the Apollo pepper. The new hottest pepper from Guinness World Record holding chili breeder Smokin' Ed Curry. Frickin' Ed. The Apollo pepper channels the sun's energy. How can you channel the sun's energy to bring new levels of flavor and heat to the world's
KD's been
super
doing
hots?
it every night for a month.
I guess. All right. This is, here we go. The Apollo. No, please don't. Oh my gosh. Okay.
I was a little more cautious on this one. I wasn't going to be that cautious till you said it's the new hottest pepper.
It's what
I'm
Guinness
like, wait,
Book World
what?
Record says. Okay. Yoo-hoo, get ready to go. We're going to need some Yoo-hoo. Okay. Oh my gosh. I love my mother.
You know what I just realized? I'm not letting anyone call me a punk.
I'm not calling you a punk. I'm just calling you.
I can just see someone watch this later and go, he didn't put enough
Look, it's
hot sauce
dripping
on
down.
this thing.
Okay, here we go. Well, I'm the host, so I'm going to keep going. All right, let's roll into it. Have you ever gotten into a fight in the courtroom? I ask you a question. Have you ever gotten into a fight in the courtroom?
No.
You've never gotten into a fight?
No.
If you ever did, how would you eat the whole dang thing? Okay. What's your most horrifying story that you've had with a client of yours?
So, before I tell you that, this is an interesting moment.
Oh. I gotta go, Yoo-hoo. How are you not reacting to this? Thank goodness. Okay, I see it now. Okay.
Time to open a Coke. Let's have a Coke and a smile.
Oh my gosh, Yoo-hoo with hot sauce. Okay. What else can we talk about? Let's talk about kids. How did you raise 8 kids?
Alexis did it.
I need longer answers. Oh my gosh, I need goldfish. Oh! Oh my gosh, what are we talking about?
We were talking about raising 8 kids. And
Keep talking.
so what I was telling Caleb is Alexis really did all the work, and I took all the credit, which is true for the kids, the marriage, the law office.
Oh! Why did I come up with this idea?
So, for those watching at home, you don't have to take on every challenge. Sometimes in life, be a leader. Don't be a follower. Okay, some dude has interviewed a whole bunch of real celebrities, and he's taken on real hot sauce. But you don't like hot sauce. Say no. Just say no. Say, I'm not gonna do that. Mark, you do the challenge. I'm not doing it. That's what you do. But instead, this is what happens. This is why if you show me your friends, I'll show you your future. Because you start doing what other people tell you to do, and you follow them, and you end up like that. And that is why you have to be a leader in life. Make your own choices.
Oh my gosh.
I look forward to replaying this.
There's chocolate milk in my
You
nose.
sold the show.
Yeah.
And you know you're still mic'd up, so all of your little shenanigans at the...
This needs to be played in 30-second bites for every morning meeting for the next 2 months.
Anything to say to the lovely folks still watching us?
If this doesn't make Caleb an internet star and sensation, nothing will.
I need a chiropractor. Okay. We're done. We'll see you guys next time. Thanks for coming Hot Ones with Mark and the host who died. We'll see you next time. I think that's it.
I don't care if that gets no views. That was worth it.
That was the funniest thing I have
That was the best.